Welcome back to Deadside. This is the 20th video in this series. It isn't really my normal adventure video. It's more a wrap-up video for my series here on YouTube. The game developers are implementing some quality of life changes soon. I'm on a no-wipe PvE server. At the end of this month, my server will get wiped to add these changes. So this is a good time to summarize this series and talk about what I'd like to see in the future of this game. I'll start by saying that I have really enjoyed this game. It is so relaxing being able to explore and learn and create your own adventure. I have only played PvE and only played solo, so all my experiences and opinions are from that frame of mind. Let's start with some topics I like and what I'd like to see added or improved. The map is really nice. It's big and there are some interesting things to see and do. It looks like the map could be expanded further south. That would be nice. You know, out here you've got these boundaries. It looks like you could expand here. I think there are some things that could be improved. More water wells could be useful, or at least marking them on the map would be good. If you notice on the left-hand side, you've got the metal planer and wood planer, and those are actually marked on the map. So let me just find one here. This would be a metal planer, and so you can find those as a POI on the map fairly easy. It would be nice if water wells were marked the same way. I spent some time scouting up north, and I didn't really enjoy it. There were not enough POIs up there. The loot spawns are not great up there. The south side of the map was awesome. It has fantastic POIs and great loot spawns. That needs to be balanced out. Talking about spawns, there needs to be more deer spawned. And there needs to be less wolves spawned. You are almost always getting a wolf attacking you when you do a mission. I'm sure that is a difficulty mechanic for missions, but the wolf spawns are weird. When I go to the campsite west of my base, right here, I almost always have 2 or 3 wolves run up on me at the same time. Let's talk about vehicles. The vehicles are kind of limited. You have the Jeep, the motorcycle with a sidecar, and the basic motorcycle. I have used a rubber boat once and never seen one since. The spawns on vehicles are random and are not frequent enough. You know you can probably find one at the military base right around here somewhere, but the rest of the map is hit or miss. Maintaining a vehicle is challenging. The spark plugs are everywhere and you will have hundreds of them if you pick them all up. The mechanics tools are fairly easy to get for Jeeps. The problem is the machine oil. It is really rare. It would be nice if there was a guaranteed spawn for them. I have hundreds of gas cans, and I have hundreds of vehicle torches, because they spawn at gas stations. Machine oil should always spawn around gas cans and vehicle repair kits. The Jeep has the most storage slots, which is fair, but the sidecar motorcycle has the same amount of slots as a plain motorcycle. I think the sidecar should be between the Jeep and the plain motorcycle for storage. Boat spawns need to be drastically increased. I built my northern base on the water with the idea I'd drive a boat up to the base and maintain it with the mechanic's vehicle station. After doing that, I couldn't find a boat at all. Have boats been removed? The bunkers are a little boring. The first few times you do them, it's fun, but the layout is the same on the big ones, and the only thing that changes is the location of the traps and turrets. The rewards are not worth the time it takes to do them or worth materials required to repair your armor. The weapons that you find in bunkers should always be full health quality, but they are mostly junk. The red boxes need to be better with different stuff in them. I have dropped so many security cameras because they have no use in PvE. Maybe put machine oil in them instead? The missions are nice. It is fun progressing and doing harder and harder missions as your gear gets better and better. Each one is different depending upon where it's located. The epic mission at the military base is totally different than the epic mission at the airfield, and that makes the gameplay different everywhere you go. I like that. The rewards are good, but I'd like to see more or better muzzle attachments added to the loot pool. The case mission is the only way to get guaranteed muzzle attachments, but it takes multiple times doing that mission to get the muzzle attachment you want. I've made 19 YouTube videos on this game and done many case missions. I still haven't gotten a 5.56 muzzle brake. Inversely, every one of my 5.45 weapons has a Mark 1 muzzle brake. I'm at the point of selling them to the trader now. That is a problem. Let me use multiple Mark 1 brakes to craft a Mark 2. I've never even seen a Mark 2 muzzle brake. Are they in the game or have they been removed? The weapons are nice to use. They sound great and look awesome. I like the variety that is available. The animations are really good. Optics, magazines, lights, and muzzle brakes are all useful and add to the aesthetic. You can craft a weapon light, but it would be nice if you could craft some additional parts or upgrade attachments using multiple items and resources. An example would be taking a level 1 muzzle brake and upgrading it to level 2 by using sheet metal, repair tools, Mark 1 muzzle brakes, or something like that. Give some options to work for. I would grind out case missions if I knew I could use the rewards to craft better weapons parts. Customization is something that is kind of lacking in this game. I bought a special version of the game and got some kind of package that allows some basic changes to gear, like you see me wearing here. I didn't even realize at the time that I had bought that. I got paint kits from digging up hidden caches. At this time, there is no way that I know of to use them other than if you're crafting a shooting target. I'd like to be able to change the color of my clothing and weapons. Let me paint flags and other parts any color I want. Allow the use of 6 or 8 different basic colors. They could still allow the special paint sets that you could get from special packages or purchases. I would also like to be able to paint my base and my vehicles. I would color code storage boxes based on what I put in them. I don't know how to do game coding, so maybe that's difficult to add, but give us more customization. The base building is very simple and intuitive. That being said, there isn't much that can be done other than a basic box or a basic hexagon with a flat ceiling. I'd like to see sloped roofs. Give me a way to change the building shape so I can make my base a home or at least make it unique. Also, I'd like to see a way of downgrading building material type without destroying everything on the structure. An example is I made my floor of concrete to test it out and then regretted it because I didn't want to maintain it. But I can't downgrade the structure without destroying everything in it or on it. I have scaffolding on a foundation and I don't want to break that and break the floor above. I have stuff on that floor and don't want to lose that stuff too. And like I said in the customization section, let me paint my base. As a test, I picked up this concrete foundation, this wall, this door frame, this ceiling, this wall, and that ceiling all was destroyed. Now you notice I've got a lot of paintings on the wall and I've got a lot of just other comfort items on the wall. Well, I had them here as well and they were lost. Down here, I had posters lined up all the way down this wall with animal heads as well. And that was all lost whenever I picked this one foundation up. It would be nice to have the ability to downgrade that without destroying everything. I play on a PS5 and use a controller. I can tell that this game is designed for PC and ported to console. I find the option wheel a little clunky. So many times I try to use the wheel and somehow it picks the wrong thing. I know you can use a button and toggle between your primary weapon, your pistol knife, and your secondary weapon, but it's too slow because it's unpredictable. I'd like for whatever button you have designated in settings for this weapon toggle function to be set to primary weapon only. An example of how this would work for you is you use the option wheel to pull out the bandage. In the middle of using the item, you see an enemy. You quickly tap the primary button and then the left trigger to ADS. The problem is I had the wrong weapon out for a close range engagement. It would be nice if this triangle button always defaulted to your primary weapon. That way you could use the bandage, see the enemy, hit triangle button to get the weapon out, and then ADS. I'm thinking the PvP crowd would love this change. The last thing I will talk about is replayability. Obviously, this topic is very subjective and isn't a criticism of the game developers. I play PvE and I always play solo. PvP forced wipe servers will have a lot of replay potential because you could always be rebuilding and facing different people. A PvE no wipe server like mine can get a little slow and playing solo can be lonely. Once you get all the best weapons and attachments and build your big base, what is there left to do? I find the game lacks depth. Maybe it needs monthly special events or different AI difficulty on certain days. Expanding the map or making more maps could help. The lack of customization makes me feel like there's a lack of ownership, and it makes me less invested in my long-term gameplay. When I started this game, I was looking for something exactly like it. I've really enjoyed exploring and progressing. I see so much potential in this game and in the map. Let me do more with building and customization. Let me craft more items. I like the option of unlocking storage boxes in PvE mode. I would leave them out in the open with free gear in it for new players. Let me build a sign. I'd like to put a sign next to the unlocked box with a message for my base coordinates. New players could make their way to my base for help. I would love to do that. Maybe you could leave the address to your Discord or your YouTube channel on that sign. I could add players on the server to a Discord, and we could chat about our server. Really build a server community, which would get more people invested and add to replayability. Options are always a good thing. To wrap this video up, I recommend this game to people often, and I'll continue to play it over time. I'll log on once in a while, top off my base storage, do a mission or two, and log off. I'm on the Deadside Discord, so anytime they post updates or special events, I'll log on and check it out. What was your experience with Deadside? What would you like to see added or removed from the game? Leave your suggestions in the comments. Thanks for watching the series. I really appreciate all the likes, comments, subscribers, and shares. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.